Hey, wanted to talk to you today about something that happened over the last couple of weeks that I think is going to be pretty important to my business in the future. I had signed up a new listing. If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see it at 300 Carriage Lane in Alabaster. It's a interesting house on a lake in Alabaster, which is a suburb south of Birmingham. And as I was doing the listing presentation, I explained to the homeowner that I do a lot of social media marketing, and I have a database of some 2,000 people. And I explained to him that some of them were doctors, lawyers, business executive, entrepreneurs in the city, and I had gathered their names through LinkedIn. And he asked me if I could market to his LinkedIn contacts, and then he asked me if I could market to his Facebook contacts, and I assured him I could. Well, after we had shot the video, and please go to the video on the house. It's a lot of fun. I sat down with him, and he said, "Okay, how are we going to market to my contacts?" And I told him I would need to get access to his LinkedIn account, and I'd need to get access to his Facebook account, because he really wasn't up on how to share and what to write and how to promote it. So he gave me that, and I did what at that point I asked him, well, how many contacts do you have? And he said, well, on LinkedIn, just under 10,000. Okay. How about on Facebook? Somewhere around 2,000. So he gave me those. His password and his user ID, and I went in, and if you've watched my previous videos, you know I have a process which I go through LinkedIn and harvest the email addresses, and I harvested some, I believe it was 9,200 and some, and I put them into my CMR, and then put together a clip that would lead to his to my Facebook page, or excuse me, to my website, where I had the pictures and all the details on the house, on the listing. And so I did that, loaded it in, clicked it, and went. Then I went to my Facebook page, and I put together a 30-second clip on the video clip on the house, which then led to the 8-minute clip that is on my YouTube channel. And I posted it on my Facebook page, and then I went to his Facebook page, found it, and shared it with his 2,000 contacts. And that was it. Now, I did that sometime around 11 o'clock in the morning. Shortly thereafter, I went to my Facebook page and found out that it had lit up. I went to my CMR. I found that out of the 9,000, 2,500 of the people opened the letter that I had sent, and approximately 127, or excuse, yes, 127 of them went to my pay, or my website. And I didn't really understand the consequences and the relevance of what had just happened until I was laying in bed the next day, and I thought, I hear a lot at my brokerage meetings about knocking on doors and cold calls. And I don't want anybody knocking on my doors, and I certainly don't want any cold calls soliciting really anything. What I did was I knocked on about 11,000 doors in a matter of maybe a half an hour. 9,000 of them went through my CMR in the form of a letter, and 2,000 of them went in the form of connection to his Facebook. That was a week ago. In a week, we have had over 845 views of that video. I knocked on 11,000 doors. Roughly 3,000 of the people invited me and them in the house because the email came from them saying that JD and Bobby were selling their house, and would you help us sell the house by sharing this with your friends and neighbors? As I say, of the 11,000, 2,000 invited us in by virtue of opening the email. As we got in, of course, the email explained who we are and what we were all about. The video explained what we were and what we were all about. On the video and on his Facebook page, I was able to see that roughly 62 additional shares occurred. I just sat down and did some math and realized if you had 200 Facebook friends on your business page, and they each had 200 Facebook friends that they could and would share with, at the fourth progression, you would have hit 1/4 of the world's population. What that did to me was drive home to me the power of social media marketing. And beyond that, it drove to me where this industry is going. Knocking on doors and cold calling is not acceptable behavior in this society. If I establish a contact with you and you have shown an interest in something that I'm doing, certainly knocking on your door or giving a warm phone call is acceptable. But if that's what you're building your business on, I think it's going to get tougher and tougher, and you're going to run into more and more resistance. And what I really want to emphasize is if you will dedicate yourself to doing the 5 things that I originally shared with you that you need to do to build a real estate business, and then if you will master Facebook, LinkedIn, CMR, where you're giving valuable information and sharing interesting content with folks, this is the way to go. This is the way to go. We have I thought about this just from the spectrum of where our office. We have 256 agents in our office. What if all of us did this? What if all 256 of us befriended each other on our business Facebook page? And what if all 256 of us, when we got new listings, we'd shot videos, we did 30-second commercials on it, and then we did what I did. And we could, again, hit 1/4 of the world's population in 4 steps removed. That is powerful. That is powerful. And again, I want to ask you to become a part of the tribe that is going in this direction. And be a part of promoting that if we work together as opposed to each other. Let's face it, if I have a listing for $1 million and you're in the market of selling $250,000 homes, I'm not in competition with you. If you're doing business in Ross Bridge and I'm doing business in Mountain Brook, I'm not in competition with you. So why wouldn't you want to share my listing with your friends and family and acquaintances and whatever? And you might just turn into the buyer's agent. So why wouldn't you want to do this? I don't know. I don't know why everybody isn't doing this, but I seem to be I watch these videos and these things. Everybody wants to sell you a course. Everybody wants to sell you a way to build your business. Hell, what are you selling? And why aren't you giving it? Why aren't you just sharing it? And maybe then you'll share something with me that will help my business grow. There's enough business here for all of us. It's just that it's tough to get started. I lament over the statistic that I heard that 80% of all real estate agents fail in the first 18 months. I even heard a very learned gentleman call it the freshman year. They come in the freshman year and they sell their aunts, their uncles, their parents, their grandparents, and all their friends. And after the first year, they run out of the low-hanging fruit and they starve to death. And they are out of the business by 18 months. It shouldn't be that way. If we will share our knowledge and share our learnings, we can all succeed in this business. And we can grow it together. So that's I call it a game changer. It's a game changer for me. When I sit down, and by the way, I just closed on another listing last week where tomorrow we're going to go out and shoot the video and the photographs on it. I have a 90% closing rate on listing presentations. The only time I don't get your listing is if we have a disagreement on what your house is worth. I'm not going to spend my money anymore on overpriced homes. If you want someone else or someone else will do that for you, that's okay, but it's not going to be me. So share this video with your friends, your family, your neighbors, and all the real estate agents you know. Let's build the tribe. Let's share information. Oh, I had a question asked of me by Danielle. I don't remember where Danielle was from, and she very nicely said that she was a faithful tribe member and she was helping to build the tribe. But one of her friends had gone to my LinkedIn profile and learned that I had owned a very large financial planning practice, and the only reason I was successful in this was I was dealing with my past clients. I have yet to deal with any of my past clients. I was out of that business from 05 to 15. A large majority of my clients were deceased or in nursing homes. So that is not part of it. And I'll repeat that. I have yet to deal with any of my financial planning clients. I have yet to deal with anybody that I had any kind of meaningful relationship with prior to getting into this business. So that's an excuse. Innovative work, hard work will get you there. One other thing, I am rereading Gary Keller's book, The $1 Million Real Estate Agent. Get it and read it. It isn't going to tell you how, per se, to build a business and how to use social media, and it's still about knocking on doors and buying leads and gathering your database. There is one number in there that I really liked. He said, if you want to be $1 million real estate agent, that is generating $1 million a year of gross dealer concession. That's what we used to call it in the financial planning world. You need 900 people in your database that you know at some level. And you need, I believe it was 8,000 that you don't know. I was just given 9,000. Ask your clients, ask your friends to help you build your database. You don't need to know them if you give them valuable and relevant content. If all you're going to do is tell them what to plant in their garden this week or how to clean their shower door, don't mess with it. They're going to delete you. But if you'll tell them, like I just sent out an email on the national debt crisis that we're looming into, and that I believe we're setting ourselves up for another real estate 2008 through 2010. If you're sharing that kind of information, and by all means, go to my blog, read it, rewrite it, share it. You're welcome to it. If you're doing that kind of thing, people are going to start to separate you out and say, nobody else is doing that. There isn't any. He or she is really a different and deep-thinking real estate agent. Wow, that sounds like a purple cow. So, that's fun. That's where I'm at, and we'll talk again next week. Thanks.